looking ahead to the Linfield game on Saturday, just get your thoughts first and foremost.
Yeah, it's a game that we should be relishing, and obviously going away to Linfield, it doesn't get much tougher than that. But I think in recent weeks the performances have been okay. The results haven't obviously followed the performances, but there's no better stage to go and hopefully put a performance on and get a result, and that's something we'll be looking to do on Saturday.
They're obviously sitting 3 points clear at the top of the table after Larne and Crusaders, after them beating Crusaders the other night and Larne losing. I mean, sort of from what you've seen of them, just from afar, sort of, what sort of challenge are they going to pose? I mean, obviously that they're Linfield and they're a big team on the top of the table, but in terms of sort of football, what challenge are they going to pose?
Yeah, well, listen, as I said, the tests don't come much tougher than away to Windsor Park against any sort of Linfield team, never mind a team that's just gone 3 points clear at the top. They've done what they always do, they grind results out, and they've been playing well in recent weeks. They're coming off the back of a good win there against Crusaders midweek, so I'm sure they'll be full of confidence, but it's up to us to go there and hopefully frustrate them and set our game plan out and hopefully put our emphasis onto them, and it's up to them to come and to break us down as the home side. And at the same time, we're going there to hopefully get a result. We've got players in our team that hopefully on a bigger pitch will be able to go and threaten them as well and ask them a few questions. So it's something that we'll be looking to do, but there's no doubt it's going to be a tough game, but they're the games that we should be relishing as a team, and hopefully we can go and do that on Saturday.
Something you touched on in terms of the performances that have been improved. Maybe they haven't always translated to the results, but you take the positives from a good second half against Dungannon last Friday night and pulling at least a point out of the bag here at home.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the game the other night, we're still disappointed with the manner of the goals. Something that we know as a team that we've probably conceded far too many goals up to this point in the season, and it's up to us to rectify that. There's very few goals that teams have come and cut us open. They're goals that we shouldn't be conceding, so it's, as I say, it's up to us to rectify that, and because we will be asked a lot of questions come Saturday. But in terms of the Dungannon game the other night, I think we were unlucky not to go in the lead, and then obviously 7 or 8 minutes left on the clock, whatever it was, to be 2-1 down, and then coming in afterwards disappointed that we didn't actually win the game. It shows character. We could have easily dropped our heads and thought the game was done, but we dug in and we dug out a point in the end, which I said a bit disappointed we did get the 3, but it's a point, keeps us ticking along. And the positives from that game was, I think, probably second half. I think the boys just realised this, and the shackles were off a wee bit more and we had to go for it, and I think that might be the way forward in coming weeks. But obviously there's certain teams that you can't go and do that for 90 minutes against, so that'll probably come into play on Saturday. But no, there's definitely big positives to take from the game on Friday night, and hopefully we can implement them on come Saturday and then going forward in the games after that.
From a personal perspective, obviously last Friday night were your first competitive minutes on the pitch, and you end up playing 90 plus minutes. I mean, how good was it for you personally just to get back out and get playing after your injury in pre-season?
Yeah, no, I was delighted just to get back and, as I say, get onto the grass. There's nothing more frustrating as a player than having to sit and watching the stand come 3 o'clock on a Saturday and watching the boys and performing well and digging in, trying to get results whenever you can't be out there and helping out. It's frustrating, but part and parcel of football is injuries. But no, it was a long enough 6 or 7 weeks, whatever it was, going through pre-season, flying fitness-wise pre-season, and then to get injured right at the end of it was frustrating. But it's in the past now, so hopefully I can crack on and stay fit between now and the end of the season and get as many games between now and then, and obviously to try and help the team push on up the table to where we want to be.
Just lastly, I mean, in terms of Saturday's opponents, obviously Linfield, the club you know well, and there's still a lot of players that probably you play with are still there. I mean, you know what that club's about, and they're a huge club, and obviously one of your former international teammates and David Haley's managing. I mean, how much you sort of look forward to going back and playing at Windsor, albeit against Linfield, and obviously not when you were playing for Northern Ireland there.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to go back this Saturday and hopefully get a better outcome than last year. It wasn't pleasant, so that's something for the boys that were still in the dressing room from last year. It's something we have to go and hopefully rectify. Last year I think it was the heaviest defeat in my career down there, so we definitely don't want that to be happening again. But no, it'll be nice to see a few familiar faces, but at the end of the day we're going there to do a job, and hopefully we'll be able to wipe a few smiles off their faces. That's the target. come 5 o'clock, whatever it is, 5:10 past 5 on Saturday. That'll be the aim, and then afterwards I'm sure I'll catch up with a few familiar faces.